Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you are already a subscriber. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Valentine's Lupercalia weekend. I thought that this would be the perfect weekend for me to complete / post whatever my spread from last year's Valentine's weekend. So I am always behind in Project Life. That's kind of the nature of it. And I do tend to prioritize my journals over my Project Life. So when I realized that the next spread I needed to do was week 7, and that was Valentine's weekend of last year, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do it. It's a perfect time to do it and get it posted. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I think it's my first Project Life of the year too, at least Project Life video. And Binks is hanging out, so I'm sure you'll hear her collar in the background, and hopefully not too many other background noises. It is Saturday and I live in an apartment, so I am not responsible for weird background noises. But anyways, let us get into it. So let's talk about product first. So I'm going to talk about the paper. Then I will talk about probably embellishments, just depending on where we are. And then I will talk about what's going on. So if I happen to forget anything and you just have a dying question about product or anything else, please drop it below in the comments. I love interacting with you guys and would really appreciate if you guys would consider liking and subscribing. I am really trying to get to a monetization point. And would love to do a giveaway to all of you lovely people when we hit that. So thank you so much. Shameless plug over. Now let's get into the product. So first and foremost, that super cute heart card in the very top left-hand side is from the La La Love collection with crepe paper. And I had picked up a couple pieces of those from my local Joann's, which I am completely heartbroken over the fact that they're about to close every single one of them in my state. And that is actually where I get a good bit of my scrappy supplies. So I don't know. I have a love-hate with the whole situation because it means I'm going to kind of have to move to online retailers like scrapbook.com, and they tend to be a little bit more pricey, but I also have a stash that is a dream, and I have been shopping my stash for the last several years. Every once in a while, I'll kind of wander the aisles of Joann's and pick up something new, but it's just sad to lose another craft store to, just everything. Anyways, so then moving on to all of the 3x4 cards. I am 99.9% sure all of them are going to be from Paper Person. I'm flipping my thing. I think all of them are. One of them is going to be like a DIY 3x4 card, but everything else, like all the journaling cards, are from Paper Person, and they're just from old kits that I've purchased, but I feel really confident in that. And then there's another 4x6 card that says Happy Valentine's, and it's pink, and that is actually from Project Life. It's my old Project Life stash. One of these days, I really want to encourage myself to take a Project Life kit and really just kind of use it for a stretch of time for as long as I can, unless like in my head, I'm like, oh my God, there's a perfect card. I need to pull that, because I do allow myself that freedom. Like if a specific incident occurs and I'm like, oh my God, I need that. And I really do want to reorganize a lot of my paper storage so that I am a little bit more organized in how I pull it for events, because sometimes I have a specific thing. I've seen some I'm all over the place. I really like a lot of the storage solutions that I've seen where you basically divider out your cards into like different themes. So maybe summer, spring, or it might be monthly, like if it's a month specific card. And that was kind of my goal with doing these monthly kits. I thought that that would be a really great way to at least start going through things a little bit better. And it has definitely helped. I only did a few kits. I think I did January, February, and March last year. Hopefully I'll be able to continue that trend as we work through some project life for sure. But I do kind of have a plan with how those kits are built and how I want to break them down in the future. So I will definitely try to include organizational things as well. But like I said, that card is from my Project Life stash. I would really like to pull more from that because I have so many amazing printables and other products that I often forget about how many Project Life cards I actually have. And it is an absurd amount. I bought so many back in the day when Michaels had like the core kits, like it's scary. I have a lot, and thankfully I don't have any duplicates, which is very different than my washi style of the last few years. But let me know if you're one of those girlies that have way too many Project Life cards and will never use them all. But that pretty much covers the cards. Like I said, the handmade one is going to be that pink kind of like scripty lettering one, and I just cut it out of, I think I actually already had it cut out like that, just hanging out waiting to be used, and I thought that was perfect because it is also part of the La La Love collection, so that kind of pulled the ombre, more coral pinks into it. Continuing my La La Love goodness, I am using the puffy heart stickers. I think they're my favorite Valentine stickers in my stash. I will tell you a funny offshoot while I decorate these cards a little bit. And I did decide to keep my journaling in the video for once because normally I kind of do it off camera, but I thought it would be fun to include this time around. So I had all of my kit still built. So I actually have two like 13 by 13 Avery Elle bags, which is usually what I use to build the kits. And if you're interested, you can definitely go check out that video. I'll link it below in the description. Normally I would do an ID card, but I'm just trying to get this out there. So you might see an ID card pop up later if I've got a second to put that in retroactively. But I had the bags built. I had just done the spread, so I'd really kind of put my hand on a lot of my February product, and there was a DIY card event at my apartment complex, and I went through it really quickly to pull a bunch of things and took it down to the event, and Jeff and I actually made each other's cards this year, and I had already bought him a card, but because I didn't know about the event. And I actually had a card in my stash from last year. I have a tendency to buy several cards when I don't know which one I want and then just keep them on deck so that if I need it for next year, I can have it. Weird, but always be prepared. But we went down and we built cards, and he was like, your stuff is way better. And I was like, I know. Because okay, no shade. I mean, they had like your basic card stock. I had actually loaned them all of my scissors to keep for future events because I don't really use the like fun cutter scissors. I kept a few that I thought that I might really want that were like borders that I would like postage stamps and stuff like that. I like that look. But everything else I just kind of gave to them because I'd had it in my stash for years. And then they had a lot of really cute like puffy stickers that I definitely stole, and they had some belt ones, and I was so excited about that. So I took a lot for my journal, so I'll eventually use those for that. But it was so fun, but it was just funny when he was like, oh, I messed up. And I was like, you know what we do? And he looked at me and he goes, we cover it with a sticker. And it was like a very proud moment. If you have a partner who has to be like on the sidelines of your crazy crafty ways, then you totally understand that very prideful moment, and they know what to do because they have seen you get upset over it and throw a fit and then cover it. I even let him use my good paper, which was like very stressful. But we had a great time. So it was really fun that this all kind of happened after I was like very much in a crafty headspace over the course of the week that I filmed this. And then now we can continue to talk about product because I forgot. That little heart paper clip has just been hanging out in my stash for a while, and I thought it would be a really good thing if I could like pop that in there. The piece of paper that I lay down over that top left-hand card is from, I believe, it's a snow collection from Crate and Paper. It's not Snowflakes. It's Snow and Cocoa? I think that's the name of it. It's a little bit older, but it's very pink and girly. I'm sorry if you can hear Banks's bell. She's like literally in front of me trying to get all the love. And now she's trying to stand on my spread, which is not going to work for either of us. But basically, I lost the whole train of thought, guys. Oh, it's from Snow and Cocoa, and I had it, and all the February ones were like in shades of pink, and I just thought that one worked out the best. So I wanted to put that down and then do the week 7 and just kind of make it look a little bit more like a collage, and I felt like the paper clip really added to that. And then I ended up using those little sequin hearts that, again, I got from Joann's forever and a day ago, and they have like a pink, a green, and a gold, and I thought it would just add a little bit of different color, and it just happened to be the same gold as the paper clip, so it was nice to kind of fleck those out. What I do like that I did was I did these little, you're not going to be able to see them until I do like the slow-mo at the end, because that foil sequin, it's not a sequin, it's like more of a foil heart, just is so bright on camera right now. But you'll be able to see when I get really close that I did these little like lines off of some of the hearts to match the background paper. If you look, you can see like those little hearts coming, or those little lines coming off some of the hearts. So just to do that, and I did it throughout the spread so that it just kind of keeps pulling that almost doodle theme throughout. And then I do end up using some tiny word phrase stickers. Honestly, I pull them from everywhere. I have a bag of literal tiny word sticker sheets. Like that's all they are. It stays in the main bag, like right underneath my craft area, and I just use them and go through them and try to use them as much as I can. I'm trying to get Banks not to jump up on the bathtub and make a lot of noise because I'm filming in the bathroom, because it is the quietest place usually for me to do this during the day. I'm giving you all the behind the scenes info you didn't ask for. I use alpha stickers from Citrus Twist. I do need to order a new set because this one I struggled with. I know you guys can see me using the paper. Number 1, I was struggling with the fake nails. Number 2, I was struggling with the fact that for some reason they didn't want to pull off the paper very well, or they wanted to pull off in chunks. So it was like taking the backing. It was a mess. And I did have to use tweezers. So I wrote Cuddle Time on that top card and then used a Love You Lots banner, again, from the La La Love cut apart sheet. And then I stapled it down just to add a little bit of texture. And I did add some staples to that week 7. I am definitely one of those kids that loved those books that you used to be able to like play with at like Barnes and Noble or something and buy, obviously, where it would have like things that you could pull out of envelopes or touch, or it would have string, like it was like a sensory play, and kind of like an old school journal would be like you would expect like an explorer's journal or something to be. But if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So I love a good texture. I love as much texture and as many dimensional points as I can on a spread. I don't care that it makes my spreads chunky. I don't care that it makes my book chunky. I really like that. I like that it's not flat. I do also think it plays into my junk journaler tendencies. But I did that, and then the journal card next to it. This is the first time I'm actually using emojis in a spread, and I thought, what a perfect spread. I knew of 3 off the top of my head that I could get in here, and it would make sense, and it wouldn't be overwhelming, and it would just be an accent. And so I loved how that turned out. So the first one I use is this like complete exhausted looking emoji to talk about the fact that we basically came back from Mardi Gras and I got sick. I had a lot of sinus issues going on. I was having really low energy. I think, unfortunately, I'm going to be really shocked if I don't come back in the same state this year. I do take my vitamins and I do my best, but honestly, it's a lot packed into a short amount of time. It's also a lot of people and a lot of germs, and there's a lot going around at the moment, and I am just trying to do the best that I can, but I'm also trying to prepare myself the best I can. Like, I'm even considering making some like soups and things like preliminarily and trying to freeze them so that they're easy for me to open and just take care of. The cat is playing with a plastic bag somewhere in the apartment, and I don't even know why or where, but Jesus, nothing is sacred. But I felt really, really bad. And also, his uncle has an indoor-outdoor cat, and even though I have a cat, I think the cat was sleeping on our, like, at the end of the bed or, like, near my face, and I thought maybe that had something to do with it. It's an older house. Like, I was not in a good state. So I have learned better, and I'm going to be taking, some more vitamins and try to work on some sinus medication before I go, so that I don't come back in a terrible state, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Jumping down to the middle row is a picture of my breakfast. So typically I would pick up Banks like in the morning and then like come back with her. And I think the way that this all ran was that I ended up picking her up in the evening because I was trying to do some grocery shopping for Lunar New Year because she was staying at my mom's at this particular time. And normally, in the past, I've taken her to my mom's. Over the last year, I've really just kind of shifted that plan, and she stays at home, and I have someone come check in on her and watch her. She is 10 years old almost, and she's just gotten to the point in her life where she just likes to be home. She's a cranky old lady, and she really does not like the uprootedness of going in between the houses. She tends to hide or have some kind of issue when I come back. So this is just the easiest, and it's worth it to me to know that she's home and that she's safe and she's in her space. But this was like the last trip and this was like the determining trip, and we'll get to the reason why. So she was staying with my mom, and I picked her up in the evening so I could do some Lunar New Year grocery shopping. And so I ended up, not getting to get my normal Maple Street, which is what I get when I pick her up. And so I decided as a self-care thing, I would go get some Maple Street, and I did. And then the next card is a list of things that cheer me up because, again, I was just not feeling my best. So we have Kitten Cuddles, Maple Street, Coffee Monster Co. I think if I look back, an order must have come in, or there must have been a new release. There was like a reason for that. I don't have my planner in front of me, so I can't give you a complete reason. If I were to wager a bet, I bet you it was the Q1 subscription that came in. Because that would have been charged on the 31st. So this is probably about the time that it would have shown up. Star Wars, the next card pretty much talks about that a little bit more in depth. I started watching The Mandalorian season 1 on May 4th of 2022. I think I decided that I was going to do a Star Wars binge. I was going to watch all of the shows and all of the movies in chronological order, like combined, like, I hope that makes sense. So all the shows and the movies put in chronological order and watch them, which meant that I saw Clone Wars for the first time. I saw Rebels for the first time. If you have not watched those and you're a Star Wars girly or guy, not discriminating, watch them. Oh my God, they are so much more than a cartoon show. They are definitely for adults. So much fun stuff to learn. I can't even recommend it enough. But I started Mandalorian season 1 at this point, and I do take a lot of breaks to do like my Halloween watching and my Christmas watching and all the stuff in between. So I do watch other things. I am actually getting ready to start Ahsoka. So, I'm also not in a rush to complete my mission. I'm just getting after it on my own accord. But one thing that I did find in the process of this was a show called The Mandalorian Watch, and it then became Children of the Watch. and it's an accompanying podcast. And I was so excited because it just started to deep dive. And this was really about 2023 is really about the time that I really started to get into podcasting, maybe even late 2020, but I was really, really into listening to podcasts, and I was really into the fact that they dove deeper into these amazing shows that I loved and supported. I was very happy with Jeffrey cheering me up, and then Pasta and Brownies, Harvey, which is that last photo on the right in the middle. That is a picture of my mom's bunny, Harvey. He is the baby. We've had 3 bunnies. Harvey was the last to join the crew, and he is the youngest, and he is the baby, but he is also husband to Jessica the rabbit, who was our second rabbit. And they are polar opposites. Harvey is so laid back and carefree, and Jessica is so high maintenance and uppity, and it's hysterical because they've kind of evened each other out, and he just could not care less. He's so calm and so chill, and I hate that he won't let anyone hold him, because he is right up there with as calm as our first bunny Gertrude was, but he just won't let you hold him, which makes me so sad. He does hop up on the bed and wake my mom up every morning, like he nudges her feet, and it's so cute and funny. Jessica runs underneath beds and is just very temperamental. It's just a whole thing. And then covering this last row in the cards I'm working on now. So I did include a flip out. So you'll notice the way that the cards are layered, and you'll see in the end when I flip it that there's like a 4x6 flip tab that I get to use. So essentially I used the Project Life card to talk about the mini for the night, which was this cool heart-shaped pasta that I got from Trader Joe's. It had like balsamic in it to turn it pink. It was okay. It was edible. I will not get it again. I did not get it again. But I made a carbonara sauce to go with it, and we had side Caesar salads. And then the heart dessert looking thing is one of Giada's espresso brownies, which is comical because they are sitting on the counter right now cooling, waiting for me to ice them for this year. It's one of Jeffrey's absolute favorite treats. I only make it at Valentine's, I think, to me, because I don't know why I only make it at Valentine's, but that's what he's kind of come to know, love, and expect. So I did try a lot of things with this particular Valentine's meal, like the new ravioli, and I tried a new concept with the brownies, trying to do like a Bailey's glaze, and a lot of it just didn't work out. And so on the highlights card, I kind of talk about that Jeff got me flowers and a gift card, and a Valentine's card, and that we made dinner at home, which is always my preference. I have never been a let's go out to Valentine's person. Let me know. Are you pro or con on that? I am just not. I love to cook, and that's how I show love, and how I love food. I love speaking to people through what I make and spending time on it. But I mean, I also love some good takeout. No lie. Like right now I'm still craving the St. Cheese fries that I've been craving for like a month and a half. And I'm hoping to get them tomorrow, to be completely honest. But, even though all my ideas didn't work out, everything was really good. I'm trying to think if I've missed any product up until now. I'm still kind of using the same method as I carry through. I do use the For My Valentine flag for that Giada brownie photo. I've still been using the same foil hearts, word phrase stickers, all that good stuff. So that kind of covers that first half of the bottom row. And then there's that picture that I believe I'm working on now that is actually a screen, it's a picture of me finishing week 3, because that's what I was working on that Saturday. I think Jeff must have been at the property or something, but I pretty much spent the day scrapbooking and recording moments. And then while I was cleaning dishes on Saturday, I noticed Banks got the zoomies, and I was like, that's really odd. And it was interesting because I very distinctly remember I was watching Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and she was running around the house, and it was like the very beginning where they're about to do the car race. And I was like, okay, what's going on? It's Race Car Kitten and Race Cars. And then I realized she is running through the house and she has diarrhea, and I'm freaking out. So I'm trying to grab her, throw her in the bathroom, clean her up, and then clean the house up. It was just a holy nightmare. And then we got all that done. I did some Google research, and my mom had been giving her papaya. Not a lot, but I think our ratios were off a little bit. So it just kind of upset her tummy. And then she didn't have anything else happen. And I kind of took out any type of laxative things. Like I took the pumpkin out. I took the Miralax out of her food, the whole 9 yards. And we didn't have any issues beyond that until literally bedtime on Sunday night. It was literally 9:30 at night, Jeff at 10 o'clock at night, and Jeff and I get in the bed, and she like, oh, we're doing the slow flips, I have to hurry. So we get in the bed, and she did like this crazy run through the house, and then I was like, oh my God, she's about to blow out, and she did, but thank God for Jeffrey and helping me clean up, because I would have been just a mess without him. But thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for the very quick finish. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you're having the best weekend, even if it's just with yourself, practicing some self-care. Love you. Bye.